100 days surviving inside a Minecraft base. This has never been done on YouTube, or on Minecraft either, and there's a reason for that. But the question is it even possible? I found a Minecraft base in the middle of nowhere and set myself the challenge to survive inside it for the next 100 days. I was going to have to find hidden areas, blind spots. I even planned out my own survival bunker. You see, over the years I've raided hundreds of bases, but this was a whole new challenge. The rules are simple. If I get caught, it's over. And if you go on to enjoy this, please hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 1 million by the end of April. But guys, we're making history today. This is my attempt at surviving 100 days hidden inside someone else's base. So, day 1. This is where the story began, when out of nowhere I saw a player. Oh my god! I dropped my invisible potion and hid behind this tree. It looked like a farm. So I took my armor off and looped to the hill next to me to get a better view. There he was. The guy that's drawn the short straw. Oh! A redstone door. The secret entrance to a Minecraft base now exposed to the whole world. You see, one thing you should know is it can usually take days and sometimes even weeks to find a base on the server. This was rare. I couldn't waste this opportunity. So I took my chance. He left the base and I went straight inside. Some chests, furnaces, crafting table, nothing out of the ordinary. I got straight out. If I was going to survive 100 days in this, I was going to have to be sneaky. So I found this cubby hole on the opposite side, and I decided this was going to be my safe hut for now. So what's our mission today? Stay alive while being undercover in this base. I've raided hundreds of bases in my time, but this was next level. Day 2, and it was time to get to business. I went straight inside and found out that he'd done some work. It looked like he'd done a strip mine of some sort. And then he TP'd right next to me. Oh god, this was nerve-wracking. I was frozen. I didn't know what to do. I was like a scarecrow. So I just waited. I didn't want to move. I didn't want to make any sound. And he went to the strip mine. Oh my god, a relief. But the games had begun. He was smelting some stone, it looked like. So I went out to use another invisible potion, and a few minutes later went back in. I stole some of his stone and I decided I needed my first hiding spot. Right here will do. So my plan for this video was to find parts in his base what I could call my own. A safe spot to hide. We were going to hide right under his nose. So I came out and he was building more into the strip mine. This was great because it meant that he was building more on the base. I teleported back out and not much else happened on day 2. But on day 3 is when it went down. I came back in and he was expanding. So I built my second hiding spot. These first days, I just had to hang in there and just stay alive before he built the whole base. But then at the end of the day, I almost blew the whole thing. I came out while he was right there, and did you see how close that was? He was milliseconds away from seeing my bottle. But then he just carried on building. That was a close call. My heart was beating. A bit later on in the day now, and I drank an invis pot and came downstairs to see that he'd been expanding even more. This again was great news. And to end the day, I went to the shop to get more invisible potions. Day 4, I had this bright idea. I mean, what could go wrong, right? So I watched him as he built even more through the little crevice, and it was clear at this point that this guy had big plans for his base. He got pretty close here. Oh, I mean, now I look at it, he was 1 block away. And at the end of the night, I came down, and he was still building. He had big plans. But then on day 5, I was in a little crevice on the other side of that staircase, and something crazy happened. A sign on the wall, and there was a lot of writing. I just couldn't see what it said. Hold up a minute! Guys, this sign said, Bill, put whatever you want in here. He was talking to his friend. There was another guy in this faction. There was 2 of them. This was huge. But I bought some brewing stands because I was going to have to start brewing my own potions. I was drinking one every 8 minutes. But now I had to be so careful because if I could see blue sign, that didn't mean I was safe. There could be a Bill guy coming on at any moment. And you'll find out more about that later. Oh yeah, and then he found my side crevice. But on day 7, he was still going. He was building a strip mine. And then he went strip mining. And this was big. Day 8. What turned out to be one of the most important days of the whole video. So I'd like to welcome you to the humble beginnings of the survival bunker. This is the place we're going to call home for the next 92 days. But it was important that we felt safe in this area and don't feel like we're being watched or heard. So I looked up online how many blocks does Minecraft Sounds travel for. And it turns out it's about 25. was! The survival bunker was born, and this turned out to be a vital part of this story, and you'll learn more about that later. But I went back to the base, and there he was. He was still. I assumed he was AFK, so I decided this was time to improve the bunker more. So I added a chest and decided that the bunker needed a name, like something edgy. I went for Section Z. This was our home. If he ever gets suspicious, then that's where we're gonna go. I came down the next day, and he'd been working all night. He'd set up these places down here for his rooms, including Bill's. This early, I just had to focus on getting out of his way, so I made another hiding spot in these stairs, which was a bit risky, because if I did too many of these, then he might catch on. But then he came back, and he was doing work. He was expanding, he was making it look nice, he was making it good. And of course, this is only the beginning. It was time to make my bunker look nice. If I was going to live inside this for the next 90 days, then I wanted it to look good. My Section Z was alive and breathing. I had a sign that was going to be my close call tally. I had everything I needed. A bed, furnaces. The next day I went to get my brewing stands from my first little hideout until I caught Bluesign in action. He was leaving the base just as I was about to come in. In a moment decision, I decided to just follow him. I don't know what he does when he leaves the base, so if I can figure that out, I know how much time I've got. But he just kept running and running, so after 200 blocks I just turned back. The base was empty, and all mine for now. He had some new weird box things in the corner. I went to see if he'd done anything to the rooms. Didn't look like he had, so I sat in this little part just to think, what is going on? Nightmare. Code red! I didn't have one in my inventory, so I got one from my inner chest. I was lucky he was out, because that could have been game over. Oh, I was lucky. One thing I learned early on in this is this was going to be a bumpy ride. There was going to be challenges every day. The next day I still couldn't see his name, so carried on brewing, but I made potions of weakness. I found out throughout this video that I am a massive noob, so after years of raiding playing factions, I've always just bought them from the shop and didn't actually know how to do them. So if you guys don't either, water bottles in, nether wart, then a golden carrot, a fermented spider eye, and then finally redstone to make that bad boy 8 minutes. I went back and set up more potions, and I had a thought, if he was to ever find the bunker, then I'd need an escape route, so I'm going to build one there soon. But at the end of the day, I went back in and he was AFK. But just look at this base now. It was awesome. Guys, we hit the jackpot. So I like these two lavas in the middle of the base. I could definitely get a spot behind one of them. Or both of them. The next day started off with him AFK again until he came back and he made a redstone contraption. I just hid behind 2 chests right here. Probably a bit too close, but I got away with it. And then I realized what he was doing. It was a secret chest. It was so weird. Watching him make his hidden chest. So I brewed some more potions and just hid the rest of the day out. Day 15 was a fun one because he came down and just opened this chest while I was on the strip mine ladder. And talking of strip mining, on this day I decided to go strip mining. I found a vein of 4 diamonds, but with my fortune pickaxe, I actually got 6. Yeah, not bad. I went back to the base with a sense of victory. I was surviving and thriving. Nothing could stop me. I put the diamonds in the chest and then... Oh my god, my invisibility ran out. I done it again. But this time I was dead center in the chest room. I dug into the wall as quick as I could and just plugged it back up. Oh my god, I TP'd back to the bunker, drunk an invisible potion. That was my closest call yet. Close calls. 3. Day 16. He has no idea that any of this is going on, guys. Remember that. I can't imagine what his reaction is going to be like when he sees this video. Anyways, he was building like an AFK pool, and if you guys don't know what they are, these are very common on faction servers like this. Oh, by the way, guys, IP's in the description if you want to come play this server. But yeah, he went AFK. I had a bit of space, so I brewed some potions. I was doing this every day at this point. I decided to have a little swim with him because I was bored. Oh, and what's this? Congrats, you found the hidden sign, lol. Oh yeah. Wait, Bill! And right there in that moment, I had an idea. He was AFK. If I could get in a Discord call with this guy, then I could reveal to him on day 100 that I've been hiding in this base the whole entire time. So I put a sign down that said, what's our Discord called again? So I put the sign down, and we'll see what he says when he comes back. Day 17. This was one of my better ideas of this video. So this lava right here, right? It's in the middle of the room. So I made a break for it and mined into the wall. So I didn't know for sure, but I had an idea that this was going to work, and I mined out the back of it. And if you guys didn't know, you could actually F5 through lava. This was insane! And using Quake Pro, I could see even further. Now I had a spot in the middle of the base where I could see exactly what's going on at all times. So I went to do the same on the other lava, and then this happened. Oh! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I am the luckiest person alive. With half a heart, I went back in and plugged up the lava. Guys, that would have been it. Remember, if I die, this video is over. Woo! Let's give that another go. The lava was so annoying, and I couldn't get a good view anyway, so I just left it. And day 18, I just came back to Section Z. I just kind of sat in safety and appreciated my safe bunker. So I updated the close call tally to 4. I think that was needed. I almost just died, so out of just pure terror, I decided to work on the bunker. I got my potions brewed and added some torches to the base. Oh, our escape route, of course. So, let me explain. My bunker. Section Z could be found at any moment. If he was to find it, my thought process was, I need an escape tunnel. A plan B, if you will. So, I did exactly that. I got some water and got to work. So I built a tunnel that was a few hundred blocks long, that twists and turns, and I wanted to do a railway system. That was my idea, at least. And I would call this place the Out Bunker. I know, very creative. So I made some rails. So now, if he finds the bunker, we can just dip. That's our plan B, the escape tunnel. Cool. Hopefully we won't have to use it. Right, I've been hiding in the space for a bit too long now, and I had the best idea ever. A map. I left the base for the first time since day 1 and ventured out into the wilderness. I explored the area, and it didn't take long before the map was filled up, so I bought an item frame from the shop, and voila! Oh, it's beautiful! And he was still AFK, so I just made it prettier. So, on day 21, I realised that it wasn't good that I had to break blocks to get inside the base, especially with Blue Sign in AFK pool 1 block away. Obviously, I can TP in, but I'm here for 100 days, I need to make this a bit more efficient. So, I set up with the idea of making a piston entrance, my own secret entrance into the base. This was so risky, but he'd been away for a few days now, so I got a bit confident, which worked out, but this was not a smart idea. I'm surprised that I survived this. So I made a door and blocked it up. And he remained AFK for 3 days until on day 24 when he returned. And of course, he had my signs to greet him. This was it. If he gives me his Discord, then the possibilities for this videos have just doubled. So I went down to the bottom of the base and drank him a Viz potion. While he was in the side room, I crept up to the sign. Is it Discord? Text you it. Oh, no! Mission failed. And then he just carried on building for the rest of the day, and it was clear that he wasn't done expanding this base, which was quite exciting, but also I was a bit nervous. Did he put that sign there, knowing that maybe it wasn't Bill that came on, or did he genuinely just personally message Bill? I don't know. I just watched, and actually had a close encounter. His first spawner. There it was. It looked like a pig spawner, and this is now an official Minecraft base. This meant that he can make money directly from his base. And it was only until day 25 that I journeyed into the spawning room when he wasn't around, but then he ended up coming back in while I was inside. This was not good. Panicking? This is not good. This is not good. But I managed to TP out, and I was back in Section Z. Guys, this video was so difficult. I need to get across how hard this was to film. I felt like I was in a thriller movie at all times. Anyway, I ended the day by just smelting some stone. Day 27, however, another close call. I went in and I didn't know where he was, and I was just lucky here. My invisible particles must have been big there. It was one of the hardest parts about this video, because even though I was invisible, he could see invisible particles if he looked directly at me. Now this one, day 26. Now this hiding spot, I was pretty proud of this one. Remember that chest in the corner of the room by the stairs? Yeah, we're behind it right now. It had a good view, I could see a lot, and he was just walking about. I caught him on camera. You would never notice it. And he just carried on farming. So the next day I decided to go mining again. It was successful last time. Let's give this another go. And then from the bunker entrance, I saw him running to the top. So this was my perfect opportunity to try out the pistons for the first time. I was inside. Oh, it worked. Oh, yes. Now, that was, again, very risky. I was going to have to be very careful. I was going to use that. And then I saw this. You got, like, a mob essence thing. Purely for nostalgia reasons, I thought I'd return to where it all started. Oh, the old reliable. Oh yeah, and this was the view from that chest hiding spot. There is no way you'd see that. It was so good. Day 31 now, and as much as I love this map, I thought it was time we gave it some company. So I had the idea, if I could just get a load of these maps everywhere, my wall would just be, you know, beautiful. I got a map, and I went exploring again. For some reason on the server, the maps actually load up really quickly, so it wasn't too long to do. And this time I decided to put my armor on, because if I did catch him, by chance, in the area, because he is in the same area as me. But anyway, I looked at this map, and I saw this part here. What could that be? That's so close to me. Oh. Yeah, the maps are just quite deceiving, really. So I head back and voila! So now we had a bigger map. Yeah, looking pretty good. So he hadn't been inside the base again for a few days, but I could still see his name on the tab list. You see, after being in the base for 30 days, you get pretty bored at times, especially when he isn't here. So I took the diamonds that I found and, I mean, yeah, just don't ask. He just thinks Bill's coming on at times that he's not in the base. But then out of nowhere, he came back online. I was in the chest room and I could see his name. I panicked a little bit, so he was back to being active, and I went in after him. And then the door opened again. He heard it. Oh my god. I couldn't leave. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to make a sound. And this was the biggest turning point in this whole video. He might have already had a suspicion, but now he knew I was here. I was inside the spawn room and I really didn't know what to do. So I TP'd back to the bunker and this was terrifying. The next day, I literally stayed put. I did nothing. And then the server restarted, which was quite good timing actually. The next day I was online, I was terrified. I was in my base thinking that at any moment he was going to find me, like he was going to see my name all of a sudden. These days were pretty scary because he definitely saw something, or at least he thought he saw something, and he was swinging to try and hit someone invisible. So these next few days are going to be very, very hard. But after a few days, he still hadn't come online from the reset. His name wasn't on the tab list. So I came into the spawner room and decided to actually use his farm. If we were going to do this challenge, then I was going to push the envelope of what was possible. I went back down to realize that he'd still done nothing to these rooms, which was interesting. And then I broke into the side of the spawner room and just AFK'd there so they'd spawn. And also, I needed to level up as well, so this was just perfect. And I did this a few times. And then I leveled up. Oh, that's a bit loud, isn't it? With the sheep leveling up that I did, I had loads of wool, so I was bored on this day and decided to spruce up the entrance to the bunker a little bit. At this point, the bunker was surprisingly looking really nice. I'm not much of a builder, but it just kind of worked out to look like this, so I added some final touches. So the next day was just me waiting around. And then the next day, I just waited in the lava. But he was back. This is the first time that I'd seen him since the incident, so my heart rate was already quite going up. I just kind of let him do his thing. I didn't make any noise or move or anything. So I decided that I wanted another exit of my base, just in case. So I made this little button here and mined into the wall and made a redstone trap. So as you can see, I'm making a lot of noise here, and that's why it was important that I had to make this bunker so far away that I could do these things and not worry about him hearing it. Anyways, I mined out about 30 blocks in one way and then mined to the top and put ladders up. So this was kind of like another exit, just if we needed it. So I went to check out the base again, and it looked like he was in the spawner room. I went to the lava, and I could see him leveling up and getting sheep heads. I tested the waters a little bit, and got a little bit closer. But, as usual, I backed off. But there was many days of surviving left, so I had to be sneaky. He started expanding again. There was still more that he wanted to build onto this base. This was great. The more the merrier, I guess. But, what was this going to be? And I just kind of slid back into this crevice and let him do his thing. All I could tell is that this was going to be big and definitely something cool. So anyway, I just got back out. So he was just doing his thing. While he was really active, I thought it was smart if I just let him get on with it. I was so close. I could touch his hand. Had he just forgotten? I mean, he actually swung at me and he's just carrying on right now. And this was looking crazy. I kept my distance while it looked like he was filling up from water bowls. And he went past me. And I went in to see the base. And look at this. It was crazy. Look at this. I just couldn't believe it. What is going on? This is so cool. I mean, there's bookshelves, there's lava, there's cracked stone on the wall. And then he came back with a hoe. So it was clear that this was a new farm. Just a very, very good looking farm. But in terms of the challenge, this was really good because there was even more room for me to hide in and I had more space. On day 47, he did some more leveling up and I assumed that he was making lots of money at this point. And then, I got trapped in the farm while daydreaming. I didn't want to move. If I move and he sees my particles, it was over. So I just kept my distance. Moments like these, my heart was going. It's what made this video so exciting, but also terrifying to record. And then, he started building something in the corner. Oh, and he was building something inside. He was leveling up once again on the next day, so I quickly took this opportunity to run and have a look. I opened the button, and guys, he had a task room. Yo, this was crazy. So, new chest room, indoor tree farm, rubbish bin, $300,000, cow spawners, more base expanding, and find a base. This was fascinating. I was in this base, and I knew everything that this guy wanted to do, and he has no idea that I'm still here. But guys, if you look on the top left, we'd made it. This was the halfway point. Day 50. So far, I was still going. I'll be honest, I didn't think I'd make it this far. I'm surprised I was still alive, but the second half was underway, and I was more excited than ever. I went back in the base, and he was just getting on with his thing. I took this day just to kind of watch and see what he's doing. Hello! So, he destroyed his chest and went on to make a better looking chest room. This was his first task he was ticking off. He added vines to the room and started to make the base look a bit old, a bit retro. Blue Sign was really interesting. He loved the idea of making the base look nice. So I head back to the bunker, got out before I got caught, and did you see that? He walked straight back over to the lava, so I don't think he saw me, but that was weird. He walked right up to me, and then he broke in almost to where my bunker entrance was. It's lucky that I've actually filled it up with stone because that could have been bad. The next day was a bit calmer as he voyaged down to the strip mine, and I just let him do it. I sat pretty much AFK, and he came back late the next day and put his stuff in his chest. So, you get a lot of time to think on this challenge. I'm in this base for hours and hours on end, and just with me and myself, right? So while I was killing these sheep and leveling up, I thought, how can I make this challenge a little bit more exciting? What could I do to spruce this up a little bit? And I know you guys are like, Matt, what are you talking about? You're already living in a base. I don't know. When I'm doing videos, I just like to make them on the edge of excitement. I thought of some ideas, but first I went back to my base because I leveled up, and this time I didn't want to make the sound difference. Woo! Level 3. And then I had actually quite a close call. But he wasn't done updating his base. He went around and he put signs and everything to label them of what they were. Like, farm. And then everything came crashing down. I thought it was a good idea to make my own secret opposite door in the melon farm, but I didn't think he was in the base at the time, and he came down the stairs as I was open in plain view. He just blocked it back up, but I had just shown him blocks actually placed, piston doors. I'd placed blocks this time. It wasn't particles that he thought he'd seen, but that one, he must know that that wasn't Bill. For now I was alive, but I had to be very careful now. So, it was day 16, I'd just been in the bunker to get some invis potions, and I TP'd back in at the exact same time he did. We synced our TPs. Anyways, it was a scary moment, and I freaked out a little bit as you saw, but he didn't do anything. Whew, guys, this was just crazy. But if I let that stop me now, then I'm never going to complete this. So let's go. Day 61, and the next 2 days were as 100 days in a Minecraft base, as you could imagine. I laid low and kept my distance. I realised he hardly strip mined, so this was actually my new favourite hiding spot. I could see the whole base, and he rarely came down here. I decided to return back into the lava that almost killed me earlier in the video. As he had now had like an disintegrator in his base, I could maybe get a better view. He was there. Let's try it out. Yeah, I had a surreal moment. I could actually complete this. We'd done too much. We'd done too far. We had to do it now. These vines right here, a cool little hiding spot. He definitely won't look up to the top of the ceiling. I TP'd back to the base and got some more rose potions. I was stacking them at this point. On day 64, I went to check out the escape route again just to make sure that everything was all dandy, and I had to get some minecarts to put up the front. Oh yeah, and I updated the close calls to 5 this time. I couldn't do like the tally thing, but you know, we're in Minecraft. Day 65, I sat in the melon room and it was just very melancholy. I was always looking around for bits in the base that I could make a new hiding spot. I had the idea, if I sit in this corner and put like a stair, oh, not like that. If I can get a cool angle on this, it'll be really hard to notice one tiny hole and I could get away into the entrance. But this was actually really cool. I could see him coming and it was just a cool way to hide. On day 66, I was a bit more active, but Bluey was minding his own business and I thought he was watching like a YouTube video or something because he started to build a redstone thing in the complete middle of the base, just like really slowly. And then after a little bit, he destroyed it and carried on. So, let's make this wall a big map, shall we? On day 67, I got some more maps and I went out to complete my map wall. Oh, it was gonna be beautiful. Anyway, I did the maps and it took pretty much all day. Nothing that really interesting happened. I didn't find any other bases or players, although that would have been very cool. And again, I had my armor on just in case that I did see him or anyone else, and I could just end a pearl away if I saw anyone. But I did a lot of maps, guys. I did like 5 or 6 maps around every single area. Anyways, I bought some item frames and got back the next morning, destroyed the close call sign, and it was time to make this a big map. I've been waiting for this moment. I was quite excited. How do I know which way they go in? I managed to get them in the right order, and it looked glorious. I finally managed to get it right, and they were all in order. It looked amazing, just as well as I thought it was going to. This was just sick. I need to do this in my actual base. Like, this is so cool. And as you can see, I was very proud. I was a proud little bunker boy. But you know what? Enough of the games. We were here to survive. We were coming up to the last quarter of this challenge and there's no going back now. I had to finish what I'd started. He was gone for the whole day, but his name was still on tab. And the next, and the next, and the next day. But on day 73 he came back and he might have been looking for bases or at spawn, shop, I don't know. He was a fairly active player though, which made this challenge a lot harder, so while he was still, I thought I'd get up in his grill a little bit. I should not have done this. You're doing bad things, Matt. This is not good. This is not smart. You're going to die if you do this, Matt. And then day 74, he came back again. We were seriously in the end zone now. All we had to do was stay alive for 26 days. Day 75, 3/4 through. And he had no armor on. It's the first time I'd seen his actual skin. The next day, he was just going about his business. And on this day, I have in my notes and it says this. What about Bill? The Bill guy still hadn't come online. So, Bill. Who is this Bill guy? He had 2 signs about him in this base. He said he Discorded, texted him. I've been in this base for days and days and days on end, and I'd still not seen this Bill guy. I was starting to think that he wasn't even real. But yeah, I was really hoping that he'd come on in the last few days. Day 78, I was doing general admin stuff in the bunker, doing my invis potions, you know how it is. It was near the end of the challenge now, and I should have done this earlier, but I decided that I'd go to the shop, buy some more brewing stands, and deck out the bunker a little bit more, just to have a bit more efficiency, because I was doing it with 2 the whole entire time. So I went back in, I made it look all nice, and I put down all the brewing stands. It was day 79. And yeah, by the way, it was really weird to see him without the armor. Like, I'd seen him for so long with armor, I didn't actually know what he looked like. He was AFK, or at least he was still for a moment, so I walked down to the room and had a look at Bill. Who is this Bill guy? I decided to go back in the task room, as I hadn't been in there since I actually first went in there, to see that the signs had been removed. So he'd been going in and out, I just hadn't seen it. Obviously, this guy is like a real person in a real base trying to raid people just like I'm in a base like right now. Just a weird concept. But yeah, day 80, I was in the bunker like normal and again, just was laying low. I didn't want to lose on this day. So, it's probably a good time now to tell you what my plan was. Remember earlier when I said that I was thinking of ideas of how to spruce this up? Day 80. I was 80% through this, and if I can get to day 95 and he hasn't found my bunker, he hasn't seen me, if I'm still alive on day 95, I was going to do the last 5 days completely visible. No invis pots. I was feeling good and I was feeling excited. But after all this time, I didn't learn one simple thing. This piston entrance was a terrible idea! You know, at the start of this video, I thought this was an impossible challenge. But as the days go on, I started to believe I won't get caught. And I was so far in that you just kind of sit there and you think, it won't happen. Until it does. Oh! I opened it right in front of him. It's done! He found the bunker! Oh. Oh. I opened it right in front of him. I went back to the base. And then I realized, hang on a minute. I survived 100 days? I survived. I survived! He might have found my bunker, but as long as I can survive the next 18 days, then it's still on! I got rid of it all. Everything I ever did. Every hiding spot, every block placed, there was no trace of me left. By keeping my distance and not moving a muscle, I managed to get through the last few days untouched. And this is what the bunker looked like. Yeah, I came out the entrance, It was the moon of day 99. Guys, it was pitch black and silent. I don't know how I was here. I don't know how I did it. This was impossible. This was surviving 100 days hidden inside an active Minecraft base. And we did it.